Paul and Joshua happening in December. Anything, any prediction on how it will go? Yeah, if it's not handicapped, Anthony Joshua will knock him out.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
Bet them both. It's not a fight I even thought of. I mean, it's nothing to do with me to start with. I mean, it come out of the blue, but it's intriguing. And I think from Jake's perspective, I think, he's had a lot of criticism about, he is a pro boxer now. The way you want to look at it, he trains as a pro, but, and he's fighting as a pro.
10-ounce gloves. So they're the little ones that I knock people out with. And when AJ's got them on, trust me, you can feel them knuckles through the gloves. Big heavyweight with the same size gloves as what I had on. So not 14 or 16 ounces what you spar in.
Shannon Sharpe didn't just question Jake Paul, he confronted him head-on. Right there in front of the cameras, over the idea of fighting Anthony Joshua. Picture the scene. That live wire kind of moment, will be clipped, memmed, and argued about for years. Jake Paul has built a chaotic, unpredictable journey from internet celebrity to headline attraction in boxing. And the thought of him stepping in with Joshua was already stirring every corner of the sports world. Fans and critics were split in half, some calling it genius business, others calling it insanity disguised as entertainment. The whispers online, the Netflix teasing, the exploding ticket interest, all of it set the stage like an overloaded power line waiting for one spark. Then Shannon walked in. A Hall of Famer whose presence alone raises the volume in any conversation about sports tradition. He didn't reach that status by being passive. He carries opinions with the force of someone who has lived pressure, competition, and legacy. So when he feels a line has been crossed, especially a line involving respect for the sport's roots, he doesn't murmur or sugarcoat. He fires off. That passion, that protective instinct over the game he loves, is the fuel behind this entire eruption.
Andrew Joshua won the gold medal. Didn't he win the gold medal for the super heavyweights in the Olympics?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know Anthony Joshua's history, but I'm thinking about ring experience. That's pretty much it. And I commend Jake Paul for what he's done. I commend him for the work he's put in and how serious he's taken the sport. From going from a YouTuber and actually taking it seriously and dedicating his life to boxing and entertaining, in his own lane and creating a lane for himself in the sport. So you can't handicap a fight like this too, It's not.
He won the gold medal, Ocho, in the 2012 Olympics in London.
Yeah.
And the super heavyweight, same one Klitschko, the same one Lennox Lewis. Yes.
A confrontation like this doesn't just appear out of nowhere. It builds, then detonates. Jake does what he's known for doing, stirring reactions, talking boldly, pushing buttons, and keeping himself in the spotlight. He throws out big challenges, boasts about his progress, and insists he belongs at the top of boxing conversation. His fans call it confidence. Traditional boxing audiences hear it as arrogance. And then Shannon rises, and the whole room tightens. His blow-up wasn't some random burst of energy. It had layers. The first layer was his instinct to defend the sport's integrity. Boxing isn't just about showmanship. It's discipline, fear, repetition, pain, and decades of lineage. Fighters like Anthony Joshua gave entire chapters of their lives to climb the ladder the hard way. So when someone from outside the traditional path jumps into main event status, it can feel like the sport's roots are being overlooked or minimized. Shannon's tone often carries that mentor-like concern, a mixture of respect and responsibility for the craft. But then the second layer kicks in, holding people accountable. Shannon refuses to let reckless talk go unchecked. If Jake has been provoking fighters or dismissing danger, Shannon is the type to push back loudly. And he did, voice raised, eyes locked in, delivering the sharp line that instantly went viral. It was raw, unfiltered, and exactly the kind of honesty audiences don't forget. The aftermath online was explosive. Fans took sides fast. Some championed Shannon as the guardian of tradition. Others said he was resisting the future of the sport. Jake's supporters insisted he's modernizing boxing by bringing in new viewers and massive revenue. That tug-of-war between heritage and evolution is the exact crossroads boxing stands at today. And while fans argued, the story moved forward. Rumors turned real when the December 19th event in Miami was confirmed. Logan Paul happened to bump into Daniel Cormier in a podcast studio, and the moment spiraled into an unexpected reaction session. When Logan confirmed the contract, Cormier processed it like he had just seen snow fall in July. Disbelief, concern, curiosity, and confusion, all at once. Logan defended Jake's years of dedication, and Cormier agreed Jake had grown. But when Logan mentioned Joshua's name, the room exploded with laughter and shock. Meanwhile, Anthony Joshua, who hadn't fought since the knockout loss to Daniel Dubois, promised his return would be violent and unforgettable. He vowed to crush Jake Paul, break numbers, and remind the world that he's still a heavyweight attraction. No mercy, he promised. Framing this fight as both an opportunity and a warning. Then Tyson Fury threw gasoline on the fire with an outrageous prediction that Jake Paul would actually knock Joshua out, claiming Ajay looked worn and Jake looked energized. The world couldn't believe it. Jake, now officially a heavyweight after beating Mike Tyson, prepared for 8 rounds at 10-ounce gloves, while Joshua was required to weigh under 245 pounds. Suddenly, what started as a rumor turned into one of the most bizarre, tension-grabbing bouts in years. Tommy Fury accused Jake of offering a deal he couldn't legally accept due to travel restrictions. Carl Froch jumped in next, delivering a harsh take, saying Joshua's prime had faded and his legacy wasn't as polished as fans imagined. Froch argued that Joshua filled stadiums but didn't conquer the highest level, consistently claiming this fight lived in the spectacle era of the sport rather than the championship era.
Is AJ cashing out? Well, I did say a year ago when he got splattered by Daniel Dubois that he's finished now. He won't get that confidence back. He's not had any confidence, in his head. No belief for a long time. And I don't think he can get back to world level. There's a couple of new young guns now coming up and coming through. It's like a changing of the guard. And when Usyk retires, I don't know what Daniel Dubois is going to do next, but what Daniel Dubois did to him, then he went on and lost to Usyk. But there's a few new heavyweights coming through, Moses Atalma, just to mention one. And you wouldn't start putting AJ in with any of these young up-and-comers that can punch hard, because I just don't think he's got the chance, because the ambition and the desire is going to be gone. So AJ most definitely is cashing out, and you can't fault him. Fair play to him. He's going to get a massive payday, maximise his exit route by fighting fake Paul.
Brock continued, explaining that Joshua's biggest contribution might be the way he revived the sport's mainstream. His ability, drawing crowds who wanted to be part of enormous nights, not just boxing purists. But he insisted that popularity doesn't automatically equal Hall of Fame greatness. Froch said this Jake Paul fight pushes Joshua further into what he called the entertainment world, not the legacy world. David Benavidez, however, chose to respect Jake Paul's courage, acknowledging the danger of fighting someone with Joshua's size, pedigree, and power. He warned Jake might get knocked out, but praised him for daring to step into such deep waters. Then Lawrence Okolie, who has sparred with both fighters, offered to fly to Puerto Rico to help Jake prepare. He wanted to understand why Jake felt capable of facing a massive, experienced heavyweight in front of millions. Okolie admitted the gap in size and skill is huge, but boxing has produced shocking moments before. He said Joshua might not steamroll Jake immediately because he hasn't been active. And if Jake lands even a single meaningful punch, the energy in the ring could change quickly. Okolie laughed, remembering how he once said his mother wouldn't let him fight Joshua out of respect, but now she'd give full approval. That shift alone shows how unpredictable the sport has become. Johnny Nelson weighed in next, saying Joshua has placed himself in a situation where he can't win public opinion. He believes the enormous payday explains everything and that this fight is business, not legacy. But he also warned that if Joshua struggles even slightly, the criticism will be brutal. If he knocks Jake out easily, people will say it was expected. If Jake lasts, they'll question Joshua's hunger or decline. Nelson wondered whether Joshua still believes he can regain championship form after the Dubois loss, or whether he's now focused solely on maximizing what remains of his career. He argued that boxing isn't like other sports. You can't fake it, and fans tuning in will want to see Jake humbled. But if they don't get that, the backlash will be loud. Promoter Frank Warren summed it up bluntly. This fight looks like a disaster in slow motion, but the world will watch anyway. He claimed Joshua chose the safe, profitable route, and said he'd rather see a Jay fight rising powerhouse, Moses Atoma, instead. And that's the heart of this entire saga. A sport caught between heritage and hype. Legends and influencers, danger and entertainment. A single matchup has become a symbol of everything boxing is wrestling with in 2025. And that's exactly why the entire world can't look away.
Both. It's not a fight I even thought of. It's nothing to do with me to start with. I mean, it come out the blue, but it's intriguing. And I think from Jake's perspective, I think, he's had a lot of criticism about, he is a pro boxer now. The way you want to look at it, he trains as a pro, but, and he's fighting as a pro. They said it's about time he fought some. I've seen some of the stuff, that been said. When's he going to fight someone? Well, he's gone from one extreme to the other. That's what he's doing. So if that fight happens, you've got to take your hat off to him.
He got called out by Andre Ward, AJ. Would you rather see Jake fight AJ, which is obviously, as we know, a mismatch, or Andre Ward, who's been retired for, what, 4 years?
I'd much rather see AJ fight Tyson.
Oh, please. I dread to think how many
we
times
don't know if that's
going
to happen because the big man, he's filming, he's not made his mind up what he's going to do, and he certainly won't fight this year.